what is attractive about theistic evolution? Because it is a prominent view within Christian circles,
Mhm.
Biologos and others. So why are so many attracted to theistic evolution as opposed to the others?
Yeah, a few different reasons come to mind. One is just the idea that I mean, we as a society in Western society, we don't like tension.
Hmm.
We don't like to confront people. We don't like conflict, and so we like to live peaceably. And so we're willing to compromise on issues like evolution. So we can say, well, evolution isn't necessarily contrary to God. Uh, so that's one of those that's sort of peacekeeping mentality. Like, yeah, God could have done it. One thing that you'll hear is it doesn't matter how God did it. It's just that God did
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And there's a little bit of truth to that, but it really depends on what you're willing to smuggle in to your theology there.
yeah.
And another reason that it's attractive, I think a lot of people truth be told, I think a lot of people are embarrassed about the Genesis account.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people they see what they were taught in school. People who were trained in the sciences will often they'll see graphs like the Darwinian tree of life. They'll see examples of evolution, and there's even a lot of if you read a biology textbook, like I took a biology class when I was a senior, it was a secular biology class, and it one of our assignments was to read a whole article about how creationism wasn't science.
Yeah,
And that's a high school class.
yeah.
So the further along the line you go, the more and more there's social pressure
Hmm.
and therefore embarrassment about rejecting evolution. And so in an attempt to jive their faith, they don't want to let go of God. With Genesis, they
Hmm.
just incorporate evolution in there. And with science, I mean, science is basically the process of science is basically saying, here's my idea, attack it.
Yeah.
And so there's a huge or sort of a passion like conflict, tear each other apart sort of mentality within the scientific community. And so there is sort of a political aspect to it. There's sort of some gatekeeping in science, like we don't let certain ideas into science. And so it's one of those things where they'll say, well, yeah, but I just do my science. I go to church on Sundays and then I come to work
Hmm.
and I do my
Yeah,
science. So theistic evolution is the only name they can claim,
yeah.
uh, if
So
that makes sense.
so it sounds like whereas a creationist would say, here's the Bible, I believe nature will correspond to it, but I begin with the Bible, and they're open about that. Evolutionists, theistic evolutionists, they'll say, well, no, we're going to start with the most prominent scientific conclusions,
Mm,
and then we're going to go into the Bible and look for connections. But it's sort of the difference of beginning.
right.
Do you begin with revelation? Do you begin with nature?
Mhm.
Okay.